Alright, let's dive into something that's been unfolding in Calaveras County, the Gann Fire. Now, wildfires are unfortunately nothing new in California, but what makes this one particularly striking is the speed at which it's grown and the immediate impact it's had on the community. Personally, I think this story isn't just about the fire itself, it's about how quickly these natural disasters can upend lives and the incredible effort it takes to respond. So, let's break it down. First off, the Gann Fire started Monday evening near Hogan Dam and Gann Roads, close to New Hogan Lake. What's fascinating here is how rapidly it spread, burning through dry grass and brush uphill. By Wednesday morning, it had already consumed over 7,000 acres. That's a massive area, and it's a stark reminder of how dry conditions can fuel these fires. What many people don't realize is that wildfires don't just burn land, they disrupt entire communities. Schools in the Calaveras Unified District were closed Wednesday because of the smoke, and that's a big deal. Kids are out of class, parents are scrambling, and the air quality is just terrible. It's one of those ripple effects that often gets overlooked in these stories. Now, let's talk about the evacuations. Zones like CCU 147, CCU 139, and others were ordered to evacuate immediately. That's not just a suggestion, it's a life-or-death situation. I've always found it fascinating how quickly people have to make decisions in these moments. What do you grab? What do you leave behind? The Red Cross has set up shelters, and they're asking people to bring essentials like medication, clothing, and important documents. But here's the thing, no one ever thinks they'll be in this position until they are. It's a humbling reminder of how fragile our sense of security can be. What makes this really interesting is the response effort. Cal Fire has over 1,500 personnel on the ground, and they've even deployed Firehawk helicopters that can operate at night. That's a game changer because wildfires don't sleep, and neither do the crews fighting them. But it's not without risk. There was a dozer rollover that injured a firefighter, and a pickup truck crashed into a fire engine. These are the kinds of stories that get buried in the bigger narrative, but they're crucial. They remind us that these aren't just numbers or statistics. They're people risking their lives to protect others. From my perspective, the Gann Fire also highlights the broader issue of wildfire management in California. Governor Newsom secured federal funding, which is great, but it's a band-aid on a much bigger problem. Climate change, drought, and urban sprawl are all contributing to more frequent and intense fires. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a Calaveras County issue, it's a statewide, even national, challenge. We're seeing more of these fires every year, and the question is, are we doing enough to prevent them? One thing that immediately stands out is the community's resilience. The Calaveras County Sheriff declared a local state of emergency, which allows for more resources to come in. That's a smart move, but it's also a sign of how overwhelmed local authorities can get. The fact that they're setting up shelters for both people and animals shows how much thought goes into these responses. It's not just about saving homes, it's about saving livelihoods and even pets. A detail I find fascinating is that they've designated the Calaveras County Fairgrounds for displaced livestock. It's a small thing, but it speaks volumes about the community's priorities. If you're watching this and thinking, this could happen to me, you're not wrong. Wildfires are becoming more common, and preparedness is key. What this really suggests is that we all need to be more aware of our surroundings, especially if you live in fire-prone areas. Have an evacuation plan, keep important documents handy, and know where your local shelters are. It's not something anyone wants to think about, but it's better to be overprepared than caught off guard. In my opinion, the Gann Fire is more than just another wildfire story. It's a wake-up call about the fragility of our environment and the strength of our communities. It's about the people on the front lines, the families displaced, and the larger systemic issues that need addressing. What many people don't realize is that these fires aren't just natural disasters, they're a reflection of how we've chosen to live and build. So, as we watch the footage of the smoke plumes and the burned homes, let's not just see destruction. Let's see an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to do better. Closing thought, wildfires are inevitable, but their impact doesn't have to be. What's one thing you can do today to be more prepared? Let me know in the comments. And if you're in an area affected by the Gann fire, stay safe. We're all in this together.